you, Spencer David. Sayra Williams, thank you for joining us. A hot summer day today with temperatures reaching the 90s. Let's get you over to meteorologist Eric Gage, who says it's the perfect day for ice cream. Good evening, Eric.
Good evening, Sayra. And yes, if you're going to get some ice cream, looking mostly dry this evening. A few isolated showers are possible, but definitely you want to eat it fast because highs are in the 90s in some parts of our area. Definitely want to eat some ice cream. It's going to be melting pretty quickly on our melting forecast for today. It is going to remain hot this evening, cooling down to the 80s and 70s in the next couple of hours. Live look at our radar. We are mostly dry. We're keeping an eye on a few isolated storms, primarily south of Oneonta right now. However, most of our area once again will remain dry this evening with lots of sunshine. Temperatures across the area, 84 in West Leyden, 89 in Gray, 88 in Clinton. Across other valleys, we are a bit warmer in the 90s, 90 degrees in Otego, 91 in Richfield and Eaton, 89 in Whitesboro with 84 in Milford and Worcester. Current temperature in our area right now is 88 degrees. Dew point feeling very humid in the 60s. I want to bring up the fact we have a heat advisory for tomorrow. It's going to be the hotter of the 2 days with heat index values in what a temperature feels like in the mid 90s. This is for 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. For tonight, we're cooling down to the 60s, probably cloudy skies. We have a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for tomorrow, including the heat advisory, as well as some possible stronger storms in the evening. Look at that forecast is coming up. Back over to you, Sayra.
Thank you, Eric. Governor
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening. We are nearing the end of our unofficial heat wave across central New York, and heat waves are when we have multiple days of 90 degrees or more. We did have a couple over the past couple of days, but still an unofficial heat wave is coming to an end quickly as we head into Sunday night. Here's a live look. What to expect for Sunday is we have an alert day issued for the possibility of a few stronger storms later on Sunday night, as well as the high heat with heat indexes, or basically what the temperature feels like, reaching the mid to upper 90s. So just be alert. This is not does not used to cause panic. Is used to be weather aware for that day. Now, looking at our Caveat Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica, we're seeing some slightly hazy conditions, definitely a little bit humid out, and definitely very warm highs in the upper 80s to low 90s across our area. Now, live look at New York Foot Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. As look at the southern valley, especially just south of Oneonta. There is an isolated storm and showers moving down south there, but otherwise we're remaining mostly dry across the area for the time being. We still run the risk of a few isolated pop-up showers and storms this evening, but once again, most of us will remain dry. Now, the bigger picture, so far we have a very strong low pressure way up to the north, and this basically is causing a trough. It's basically just a very weak disturbance. This can cause a few isolated pop-up showers and storms over our area, as well as tonight is into early tomorrow morning. Now, the bigger reason we're keeping an eye out for is a stronger cold front out towards the west. Now, there is a stationary front out towards the east right now. What this is doing is this can cause some the storms moving out from the west to be slowing down as it moves over our area. Now, this is forecasted for today, but as you see right here for tomorrow, there's some stronger storms that can be possible. And the bigger reason why is we have a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather in our area. This does not mean that everyone sees storms. It means that if a storm moves through the area, it has a higher potential of becoming severe, including hail, including some damaging winds. But once again, not everyone will see any storms for tomorrow. Our skycast, we cool down into the 60s, a very mild night tonight. Humidity does continue into tomorrow with highs reaching the 80s and eventually 90s once again. This is what we're keeping an eye out for. A few isolated showers and storms possible, making way to a few scattered showers and storms later on. There's a supercell that is a higher chance of developing out towards Syracuse for the time being. And unfortunately, we hope it will look to weaken as it moves over our area before the actual cold front arrives earlier on in the morning. Now, the good news is the actual cold front moves through in the early morning on Monday. That means there's a lower risk for severe weather potential, but still make sure you're weather aware for tomorrow in case any changes are made. There is once again still potential for some storms that are isolated to become severe at times in some areas. After a Sunday night and early Monday morning, the dew points finally cool down into the 50s. It feels a lot more refreshing. The humidity and heat finally break with highs only in the upper 70s. A recap on the severe weather risk so far. With the highest risk right now is heavier rainfall, especially if that stationary front keeps those storms moving very slowly, as well as some more isolated showers and storms moving through the area. A higher risk for wind as well. Hail on the low end too, but there is some rotation. We do run the risk for a tornado spin up, especially out towards our west. But once again, it is a very, very low risk, but there is potential. I want to make sure you're up to date with all that information right now. Now tonight, going down to the 60s, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, high of 92, isolated to scattered storms later on in the evening. A bit on the breezy side as well. Our 7-day forecast, alert day for tomorrow. The humidity breaks on Monday with highs reaching only the upper 80s on Tuesday. We lower down into the 70s, and Wednesday dry as well with highs in the lower 80s. Zaira?
Coming up next, Basecast tonight, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
It has been a hot day across our area. Temperatures warming up into the 90s. We're cooling down only into the 70s and 60s overnight before we quickly warm back up into the 90s again tomorrow. Here's a look at our high temperatures across the area. 91 in Westmoreland, 90 in Camden, as well as 90 in Rome, Griffiths Park, and 89 in Herkimer, as well as 88 degrees in Lawrence. Live look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2. Doppler radar, we're looking dry across the region right now. We could be seeing some patchy fog later on to early morning tomorrow. More info on that coming up. Dew points are in the 60s, so it's still feeling very muggy out right now. And our current temperature in the Utica-Rome region is 72 degrees. I'll bring up the fact there is a heat advisory for tomorrow between 1 and 7 p.m. for southern Oneida and southern Herkimer counties, as well as southern Fulton and all of Montgomery County, as well as all of Madison County. Tonight, we're cooling down only in the upper to mid 60s. We're also tracking a few stronger storms possible tomorrow, along with that heat. Where that forecast is coming up. Back over to you, Sierra.
Thank you, Eric. Congressman.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening and welcome back. We have a minor solar storm occurring over the past couple of days. And if you're lucky, if you're waiting to stay up late between 12 and 1 a.m., you could see the very edge of the northern lights tonight. They're going to be further out towards the west, you have a higher chance of seeing them. But once again, due to the hills, it might be hard to see these lights, but still, these are northern lights occurring for tonight. They'll be on the very low edge of the horizon, so if there's a lot of hills in your area, you're not likely to see the northern lights tonight. Alert day for tomorrow. This is due to both the heat as well as a risk for some stronger storms later on in the day. Heat index values, what the temperature will feel like the mid to upper 90s tomorrow due to the heat and humidity. So definitely make sure you remain hydrated throughout the day, as well as a possible stronger storms heading into Sunday night with more widespread showers possible to early Monday morning. So looking ahead, a pretty active start to the next week. Now, live look at our Caveat Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Things are looking pretty dry in our area right now. There were some pop-up showers and storms primarily in the southern valleys, right near the Oneonta area and further south. However, most of us have remained dry throughout the area this evening. Now, looking ahead tomorrow, warm up once again into the 80s and 90s, a warm day ahead. Now, temperatures will feel like the mid-90s. As I said before, this is due to the heat as well as the humidity, causing those temperatures to feel like the mid to upper 90s. So once again, make sure you find a way to stay hydrated throughout the day tomorrow. Now, for weather grades, mainly dry throughout the morning. We're keeping an eye on the sky as we get into the evening hours. Some of these storms rolling through could be on the stronger side. Now, not everyone will see a storm tomorrow, but basically what this is a cold front arriving from the west tomorrow. Now, overall today was a weak low pressure system that moved through the area, causing some pop-up showers primarily south of our area. Now, there's a stationary front right here. What this is slowing down storms, and the way storms develop is if there's rotation, if they're moving slow, there's a higher chance of them becoming stronger. Now, as you get into tomorrow, there's a higher chance of seeing stronger storms. Now, this is a convective outlook. This is put out by the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, level 2 out of 5. And what this means is that not everyone will see storms, but storms that develop have the potential of becoming severe. There's a lot more likelihood if we were in the level 2 out of 5 versus the level 1 out of 5. Now, as you can see, almost all of our area is in the yellow. That means that most of our area has the possibility of seeing some stronger storms tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, warming up into the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then eventually 90s as a cold front moves through. Now, the actual cold front doesn't move through earlier on in the day. There's some lingering pop-up showers and isolated storms that can moving through ahead of the cold front. These have the possibility of rotating and causing some stronger storms. We'll make sure to keep an eye on that. The cold front actually moves through early on to Monday morning. This could cause some much more widespread rain showers before the cold front finally moves through, and looking ahead towards much more drier conditions as we head into your early Monday morning. Tonight, cooling down to the 60s, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, highs in the 90s. A very warm day with isolated to scattered storms possible later on in the evening. Our 7-day forecast looking ahead. Once again, tomorrow is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. The biggest risk right now is mainly due to winds as well as some heavier rainfall. There is some rotation, so the possibility of a tornado is there, but it's non-zero. So once again, there's a very low risk for a tornado. Heading into Monday, highs in the 80s. We look to dry out on Tuesday and Wednesday with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.